När det gäller jämlikhetsfrågor så är alla bolag i IT-branschen med all säkerhet överens om att det är viktiga frågor att jobba med. Men om man blir mer konkret och pratar om HBTQ så är det färre bolag som är aktiva i den frågan. Det gäller inte HPE som har en person som enbart jobbar med det på internationell nivå och det är Rodney Cornelius. Tell me a little bit about your work.
Yeah, so one of the things I do at Hewlett-Packard Enterprise is I'm the chair of the Global Pride Employee Resource Group, which is our LGBT organization, and there we focus on both internal questions such as employee engagement, how we're interacting with each other, building a community, and also external events as well, which is how we engage with the community around us, because that's equally as important. So Pride fests, conferences, and other events where it makes sense for us to be involved.
Interesting. And what kind of effect has that to all people in the organization?
Well, I think that's a really good question. So part of being part of this Pride employee resource group is also how we engage with our allies. So people who don't identify as LGBT, and it also, and in doing that, it has an effect on them, because the purpose of allies is actually to bring people with you and to include them in the conversation. It's all about larger diversity and inclusion of all your employees, so that we can all make a larger difference together. So it actually touches every part of the organization.
A couple of weeks ago we had a very sad occasion in Orlando with shooting in a nightclub, and you worked after that, where you worked a lot with HPE staff. What did you do?
Yeah, so we did two things. Primarily internally, we brought our entire community and others who were interested together into a virtual town hall. Where we took a moment to discuss the event. We took the opportunity also to learn a bit more about each of the victims of violence. We also had a moment of silence, and it was also about communicating what options people had available if they needed additional support internally or wanted to discuss further. And then externally, we allowed our employees to put a digital ribbon on their social media just to say we remember those who were affected by the really tragic event. So we tried to have both an internal and an external response to what happened.
So what reaction did you get?
To be honest, very, very positive. Very, very positive. I just remember one moment where we had 49 seconds of silence, and you could hear some people, almost crying in the background, because it was a very big. It was a very big event. It was a very big deal that this happened during LGBT Pride Month in the U.S. So, and also we had employees who don't live too far away. So it affected everybody, and we had a really great response, and we had really interest both inside the LGBT community and outside. So overall, very good.
So what do you hope for the IT sector and these questions?
Yeah, what I look for and what I hope for is really more engagement, from the IT sector, particularly. I mean, we have some names that are involved, also outside the IT sector. And really just people need to understand that LGBT questions are business questions. It's about how people feel at work. It's about how they feel with their colleagues and with their peers. And the more they can feel themselves, the more productive they are as business employees and colleagues. And every company needs that. So that's what I look to get out of this sector.